Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of May the Codes Be With You, and today we will do the maximum product subarray problem. So it says given an integer array nums, find the contiguous subarray within an array containing at least one number which has the largest product. So here is the example 2 3 minus 2 4, we get output as 6 as 2 and 3 has the largest product 6. Next example we get 0 because all the other elements are negative. So let's understand what the question says better in the next slide. So this is our example. We have gotten 2 3 minus 2 4, and we'll take the product of only 2 and 3 and we'll get our answer as 6. And in this minus 2 0 1 we'll just take on 0, as minus 2 and minus 1 are negative and they'll reduce the product, and anything multiplied by 0 is 0, so output will be 0. So you can pause and do this example. Now I'll show you how to do this example. So we have the following. So according to me, minus 1 minus 3 4 should be taken so that we get a sum of 12. So we will do two approaches today: brute force approach, which will be done in O(n) square time, and our another approach would be modified cadence algorithm approach, which would be done in O(n) time. So let's look at the brute force approach. We are given 2 3 minus 2 4. So in brute force approach, we'll iterate over the whole array and we'll check each element with another element. So we'll run nested for loops. So first we are at 2, we'll take our maximum product as 2. Now we'll check with 3. So 2 into 3 we get 6, and 3 into minus 2 we get 2 into 3 into minus 2 gives us minus 12, and 2 into 3 into minus 2 into 4 we get minus 48. So our maximum from this bunch is 6. So from our first iteration we got 6 as the maximum element. Let's update it. Now we'll check 3 with minus 2, take its product. Now 3 with minus 2 4. Similarly we'll do for minus 2 and 4, and then just for 4. So this is our brute force approach. Now let's look at the better solution, our optimized cadence approach. So this is our optimized or modified cadence approach. Don't get scared by the lengthy steps. I have just inserted the code, that's why it looks lengthy. So our step 1 is we'll check for the boundary cases like null array or array.length equal to 0. We'll return just 0 for these cases, and if array.length equal to 1, we'll return array 0. That is the only element we'll return. Next step, we'll take two variables called max product and current product. We'll set it as 0 and 1 respectively. Now on our step 3, we'll run a loop from 0 to n, and we'll do the following. If current product, now current product equal to current product into array I, and max product equal to maximum of max product and current product. And if current product equal to 0, we will set current product equal to 1. So this is similar to cadence but a modified version. If you have not seen the cadence algorithm video, you can check in the description. Now we'll check for our example, the third step. So we are at 2, this step is satisfied, so our current product will be 1 into loop, which is 2, and our max product will be 2. Now we'll go to 3. So our 2 into 3 equal to 6. Our max product will be updated to 6 because of this step. Now at minus 2, 6 into minus 2, we get minus 12. Now 4 minus 12 into 4 minus 48. So we have our max element as 6 from our first loop. Now we'll set current product again as 1 because we want to traverse the array again but in backwards direction. From 0 nums dot length minus 1 to 0 nums or arrays dot length minus 1 to 0. We take this backwards loop for tackling cases like when we have cases like 3 minus 1 and let's say 25. So in the forward pass we'll get our max element as 3 instead of 25 because in the end we'll have minus 75 as the current product. So we'll have to run backward pass to get the correct answer. So let's do the backward pass. Set current element as 1 and max as 6. So we are at 4. Our current element becomes 1 into 4, which is 4. And now at minus 2, 4 into minus 2, we get minus 8. Now 3, minus 8 into 3, we get minus 24. Now at 2, minus 24 into 2, we get minus 48. So our fifth step is done. Now our sixth step, we'll return the max product. So this is our 6 is our max product, we'll return it and it is the correct answer. Now let's take a look at the code. So here is the Java implementation. First we have taken the boundary cases, we have returned 0. Now nums.length equal to 1, we have returned nums 0 and we have taken our max product and current product. Now we have done the for loop steps that we have mentioned in our previous slide. So current product equal to current product into nums I, and we have taken the maximum of max product and current product, and if current product equal to 0, we have taken the current product as 1. So current product equal to 1. So our fifth step, we have run the loop backwards from nums.length minus 1 to 0. Now the similar steps as the above steps, the multiplication, the maximum I'm checking, and then we have returned the max product. Let's submit it. So our runtime is better than 94.31% of Java submissions, so which is pretty good, but our space complexity is not that great. So it is a trade-off, space complexity. So this was the maximum product subarray problem. Thank you guys and may the codes be with you. Also do subscribe to our channel, it helps us a lot. Thank you again.